What is that song? What's the name of it?
I don't know.
What is the name of that song he's playing? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Well, we're going to get on with our program, and I hope you're enjoying your lunch. Please continue, and you have a chance to visit with friends and family and possibly meet some new people at your table. I'm also delighted when we were introducing special guests. I have another special guest to introduce to you. It is Isaiah Sankey, who is our commissioner for Montgomery County. And Mr. Sankey, would you please stand? Thank you. Thank you for attending. At each of your places, we placed a newsletter called our Highlight News. And we'd like for you to take that with you if you have not received one or not on our mailing list, so you can sort of see some of the other activities we do at McCoa. But if you are on our mailing list, of course, we hope you have enjoyed getting these quarterly newsletters. If you'd like to be, I think there's a registration card on the table as well, and we'd be glad to include you in the winter one coming out in a few months. We are very fortunate to have Jeff Shearer with us again. This is the 6th year he's been the MC for our Seniors of Achievement event. And he is the senior writer and also with Auburn University, as you know, but his primary job is writing for the AuburnTigers.com. Yes. But you know, we all know Jeff. Now, he tells me he loves his new job. But I'm here to tell him we all miss you on Channel 12 WSFA. He was there for 25 years in the sports department, and in the last 13 years was the sports director. And you'll see when Jeff comes up to begin, he has a voice and a way of delivering that just to me is wonderful, and it's such a talent. And I don't know if he gets to speak very much now that he's a writer, but I sure hope you do, because his speaking ability is just fabulous. So we're going to call Jeff up, and we're going to begin our program.
Thank you, Donna. I love this event for many, many reasons. One of my favorite is the musical performance that we get to enjoy. So can we have a round of applause for Mr. Preston Fraser? I do still get to speak a little bit. I teach a class at Auburn University. It's called Journalism Fundamentals. We met this morning. My charge to my students, I said we're going to put the fun in fundamentals, but they might take issue with what you said about my voice, because the only thing that I think my voice does to them is put them to sleep. But it's an 8 o'clock class, so you know what it's like. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to McCoa's 30th Seniors of Achievement Recognition event. We ask each of the recipients to remain seated while a brief description of their contributions to the community is read about them, and then we will ask them to come forward to accept their award. This year, you will see an image of the recipient while I tell you about him or her and their award is being presented. I have the privilege of announcing this year's Seniors of Achievement recipients, so without further ado, we'll begin now with our recipient who was not able to be with us today, Mr. Willis Bradford. And when it was told to me that he was attending a funeral today, that reminded me of that famous Yogi Berra line. Remember what Yogi said? He said, "You've got to go to other people's funerals or they won't come to yours." Those of you in Montgomery, you know about the Jimmy Hitchcock Award. You're familiar with that? That's given to high school seniors, a boy and a girl each year, for their Christian leadership and athletics. Well, the one in Autauga County is named after Mr. Bradford, the Willis Bradford Award. So, and it has been for a long, long time, to have an award named after you while you're still here, that tells you what a remarkable man he is. So I'm going to read a portion about Mr. Bradford, even though he's not with us today. Willis Bradford seems as much a founder of all things Prattville as Daniel Pratt, the city's original founder. Willis helped found the United Services of Autauga County, precursor to the modern United Way, and led efforts in recruiting campaign volunteers and fundraising efforts for the next 45 years. He helped found the ARC, Association of Retarded Citizens of Autauga and Western Elmore Counties, and the Louise M. Smith Development Center, serving on its board in the early years. He helped found the Autauga Education Foundation and serves on its board. He helped create the Parks and Recreation Department for the City of Prattville, and he helped create and build the Field of Dreams, an ADA-accessible baseball field in Prattville. That is a lot of founding. Willis, along with a strong group of volunteers, built the Prattville YMCA from the ground up, and it is hailed as the biggest small-town Y in the U.S. He served as the Y's CEO and General Director from 1963 to 2012, a 49-year span that at the time of his retirement made him the most tenured local YMCA director in the country. Willis has been married to his wife Gail for 55 years, and for more than a half century has attended First United Methodist Church of Prattville, where he served as chairman or member of every major committee there. Congratulations, Willis Bradford. Stephen M. Brickley. In the 15 years Stephen Brickley has lived in Montgomery, he has made a lifetime impact. He served as board president of Friends of the Governor's Mansion and of the Capri Theater, as mayor of the Old Cloverdale Neighborhood Association, and served several years as the chairman of Fame and Fortune Gala of Friends of the Arts, an academic magnet program at Booker T. Washington High School. He's been a leader at Landmarks, a sponsored international officers at Maxwell and intern actors at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, and has been acting docent coordinator for the Cloverdale Tour of Homes. These are just a few of the long list of activities, many of them thankless tasks that no one else raised their hand to do. Steve is a graduate of the University of Michigan. He holds an MBA and was a combat soldier in Vietnam. He is the retired CEO of Wolf Systems, a company specializing in photo lighting. To say that Steve is passionate about the arts and historical preservation is like saying that a bear is passionate about honey. There is likely not one arts activity in town that he doesn't attend and support faithfully and enthusiastically. The many endorsements of his nomination for this award are essentially love letters attesting to his devotion to the people and the enterprises of his adopted Montgomery and to the enormous difference that he has made. As one person said, "You meet only one Steve Brickley in a lifetime." Another said quite correctly, "Steve's fans all have their own unique perspective about his impact on their lives." Congratulations, Steve Brickley. And this is your time to come up and be recognized.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Our next honoree is Linda Goswick. Linda has been somewhat of a guardian angel for seniors in Coosa County. This dynamo from the tiny town of Mount Moriah was manager of the West Coast Senior Center for 22 years before retiring a year ago. She was instrumental in setting up the center and provided transportation to seniors from throughout rural parts of Coosa County before and during her time as manager of that center. She turned the center into a place where the local seniors can experience camaraderie, they can be creative, feel a sense of belonging, all by making it a social hub where seniors' lives could be enriched. As center manager, Linda was known for going way beyond her job description, constantly organizing fundraisers and seeking grants to make the center a more appealing environment for seniors. She also organized fundraisers for Relay for Life and for Coosa's Cancer Outreach and Community Hope, or COACH. She's been an avid member of the retired and senior volunteer programs. She served at Mount Moriah Baptist Church faithfully throughout her lifetime, teaching Bible school as well as Sunday school to preschoolers and serving as church treasurer. She's also been very active in the Coosa Action Network, a civic group dedicated to helping schools meet the academic needs of their children. Her various activities, often assisted by her husband Ralph, have brought her accolades from the Coosa County Commission, the legislative delegation, and the Alabama Senior Citizens Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Linda Goswick. Matilda Woodyard Hamilton. For 18 years, Matilda has served as the Tallapoosa County Coordinator of the 21st Century Youth Leadership Movement, the youth arm of the Alabama New South Coalition. A member herself, she's also a former board member and correspondence secretary. Every year, she registers eligible students in Tallapoosa County's 3 high schools to vote. She also assists the sick and shut-ins to vote by absentee ballot. She also supports the local Camp Hill Nutrition Center and is a registered Red Cross disaster volunteer. Matilda is currently fundraising to provide construction of a walking trail and playground equipment for a city park in Camp Hill. She provides transportation for folks to get to medical appointments in Birmingham, Columbus, Opelika, and Alexander City, or for grocery shopping or other needs. She serves on and is former chair of the Tallapoosa County School Board, is secretary of the Alabama Black Council of School Board Members, and assists Can Live, a regional organization made up of residents of public housing. Matilda is a longtime member of the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program and serves on the Tallapoosa RSVP Advisory Council. She's also a member of Mount Lovely Baptist Church, I like that name. A graduate of Southern University Law School, she worked at various law and court offices in Washington, D.C., and in a legal services office in Georgia before moving to Tallapoosa County. Congratulations, Matilda Woodyard Hamilton. Patricia Pat Harden is our next honoree. Pat is a community pillar in Wetumpka, serving as a chamber ambassador for 16 plus years and on various chamber committees, including the charitable reception, the Christmas on the Coosa Dance, Springfest, and on golf tournament committees. She's volunteered for numerous chamber happenings ranging from ribbon cuttings, open houses, and grand openings to business after hours, quarterly luncheons, annual membership meetings, and business expos, and that's not the half of it. The list goes on with her ticket sales, decorations, soliciting prizes, serving drinks, helping with office duties, and on and on. She has sponsored chamber events and contributed to the chamber's building renovations in downtown Wetumpka as part of her passion in revitalizing the historic downtown area. Her zeal for the chamber accelerated after her husband passed away, and she was adopted by the staff of the chamber. Pat also takes care of ailing friends and volunteers at her Catholic church. Pat worked at the Gunner Annex of Maxwell Air Force Base from 1972 to 2000 as the executive secretary and protocol officer to the commander of the Air Force Logistics Management Agency. Before that, she worked at various government agencies in Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Indianapolis. Since coming to Wetumpka, she's also volunteered her time and talent as an RSVP Advisory Council member and with various art and historical organizations. Her service continues just as strongly now, even as an octogenarian. Congratulations, Pat Harden. Our next award recipient is Jacqueline Lacey. The ninth of 11 children from the little community of Wallsboro in Elmore County, Jacqueline Lacey, or Jackie, has truly worked all her life helping others. She learned to work from her parents, where she was taught to can vegetables that they had picked from their farm. As a young adult, she worked as a certified nursing assistant at a Wetumpka nursing home and later at the Elmore County Hospital, where she retired after more than 27 years. She then volunteered as a pink lady at the hospital for 3 years before leaving that to care for seniors in their homes. Thus began her work in home health care, working for various home health agents. She will travel for miles to check on those who are sick or vulnerable. Jackie's outreach to others is reflected also at Mount Canaan Baptist Church, where she serves as Mission Society President, Sunday School teacher, and trustee. She's active in the Order of the Eastern Star, Elmore Rehoboth District, and the Thread My Needle Quilting Club of the Black Heritage Museum that she helped found and for which she has received national attention. She's a longtime voting poll worker. She provides meals and transportation to those in need and cares for youth who are in trouble. As a certified midwife, she has delivered 23 babies. She has more than 500 hours with the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, and volunteers each week at the food pantry in Wetumpka. Jackie has 5 living children and 1 who is deceased. Well into her 80s, she continues to vigorously volunteer. Congratulations, Jackie Lacey. Our next award winner is Walter G. Nanny. And this is a new word I got to learn for today, and I hope I'm going to say it right. A nonagenarian, that's someone who is at least 90 years old. Walter Nanny has for more than 20 years been in charge of the Roll Up Your Sleeves ministry at Fraser United Methodist Church, which provides light construction services and minor home repairs for the elderly and disabled. He makes a site visit to assess the scope of the work, gathers the materials, lines up the volunteers, and does such work as wheelchair ramps and house repairs. Mr. Nanny served as president of operations at Cadell Construction from 1973 until his retirement in 1994. He's also been an active participant in making many repairs through the Rebuilding Together project at Cadell. He served as first-class seaman in World War II from 1945 and then in 1946, and graduated in 1950 from Mississippi State University. He worked for Blunt Brothers Corporation from 1958 to 1983, beginning as an estimator and ending as vice president of all operations. For more than 20 years, he and Donna, his wife of 68 years, have delivered Meals on Wheels in the Northern Bypass area. And for almost 50 years, Walter has been active in Fraser United Methodist, not just in the Roll Up Your Sleeves ministry, but in a number of other areas, such as being an original member of the In Christ Way ministry that helps those who need assistance in paying their utilities, rent, or other bills. He and Donna have 2 children, 5 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. Congratulations, Walter Nanny. Our next recipient is Wayne Nicholson. Wayne is only 84, but since the age of 13, he's been involved in line dancing and square dancing as a dancer, teacher, and caller. He now teaches in retirement homes, assisted